Vibe coding is a disaster waiting to happen if you don't understand what's going on underneath the hood and understand how to actually use these AIs so you don't wind up in big trouble. Let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. My name is Jameson Saunders. I'm a professional software engineer, and let's get started. AI gives you quick results for low effort, and by the way, AI is improving. So it's constantly getting better, and maybe one day I'll change my opinion, but as of today, right now it's January 2026, this is what I currently think of AI. Although you can get quick results with low effort, there is definitely some downsides. So let's get into the bad. There are code quality issues, especially with repeated prompts or poor prompting. There is code bloating, which is where there's more and more code to account for problems in the improper way. A lot of this has to do with a misunderstanding of the code, like the prompter doesn't understand, or sometimes the AI will not have all of the context in memory. This results in a lot of unnecessary code being added, which leads to maintainability issues. And this compounds itself, so the AI is constantly losing context, and the prompts are sometimes lackluster, and the AI is not thinking, it's simply using probability of next word based on the context and the prompt that you gave it. It's trying to figure out the best answer, but sometimes there's bad information, there's missing context, and this results in compounding errors, more and more bloat, which makes it harder and harder to maintain. And this is going to lead us straight on to the ugly section. The ugly section is that if you try to deploy this project, or get another developer to deploy it for you to the App Store, the Google Play Store, or as a website, then you may encounter some liability issues because you're responsible for the project you deploy. You have a website, you've got a terms of service, but ultimately you're responsible in whatever jurisdiction you're in for, the rights people have, and if they're using your website, you're responsible for any data they input into it and how secure that is, which, by the way, that's another problem, is while this code is constantly getting worse and worse, there's more and more attack surfaces. Not to mention, if you tell the AI to just do a security audit, well, it's just going to give you probability of next word. It's not actually thinking. It's not actually performing attacks. Like a lot of the types of attacks you might need to do, the AI is not capable of doing those attacks. There can also be data compatibility issues. Let's say that your AI architects the database or Firebase a certain way, and then down the line you realize actually this doesn't scale at all, and now we need to go and migrate all that data to a new pattern, a new schema, reorganize it, switch databases. This is a huge problem, but unfortunately a lot of these AI projects, a lot of these vibe coded projects, they are throwaway. They're project failures. I've encountered many of these. I'm a freelancer on Upwork, and I come into these projects, and a lot of them are AI built. They just need to be completely thrown away. Or sometimes, people will even have AI modify my code, and that needs to be thrown away as well. Just need to start over completely because I don't trust the security of it. It's way more garbled and Googled than it needs to be, if you know what I'm saying. It's way more bloated and ugly. In fact, when I go and look through proposals to, if I have an Upwork listing myself, if I create a job, then there's always a lot of responses to my job that are always, they look like they're written by the same exact person or the same exact AI agent. It's just probability of next word. Oh, hey, I think he'll like this and this and this, and it's just a bunch of gibberish, a bunch of meaningless filler words. So in summary, if you're a vibe coder, you had really better watch out for these bad things that can happen. Now, there is a flip side to this, and there is a way that AI can actually be useful, so I'll show you how I use AI. Okay, so how I use AI is I use it as autocomplete in a very targeted and focused context, so it has all the details it needs, and I might have it do some very targeted and small changes. And I always review it. Okay, and that's super important. I understand exactly what it's doing. It's definitely better than the built-in autocomplete. And then finally, I'll use it as a throwaway prototype sometimes, because if it's just going to spit out, something that kind of looks pretty, but isn't necessarily very maintainable or secure. Definitely not something I would want to publish. But if I'm just trying something out and I'm kind of busy, I might like throw in a detailed prompt in there and then leave it for like 20 minutes and come back and see if it was able to do it. So it's kind of useful for just throwaway stuff. And by the way, I would absolutely love it if AI was just this perfect thing where I could just type in a prompt and it just did it first shot, and it was maintaining the code and cleaning it up and actually thinking instead of just doing probability of next word. But that's not what it's doing, and so I definitely have strong feelings about people who make the wrong assumptions that the code is of the highest quality and maintainable and secure, which it is, from what I've seen, not even close to that. So hopefully in the future it'll get better. I would love to not have to do as much work, just type in a prompt, let it do it. But that's not where we're at. So anyways, if you want to see more videos from me, subscribe. If you need a coder, feel free to click the link in the description to schedule a call with me. I do one-on-ones, free consultations, one time only. And I can, see if I can help with your project. So thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.